Welcome back to online classes. I am Munijyotish Kumar, a management faculty. Now I am explaining about organization development concepts, which is a subject and a specialization for second MBA fourth semester. And particularly in this video session, I will explain system ramifications. So system ramifications means generally uh, the complications and the consequences arised out of a set of events is known as ramifications. System ramifications means uh, when when you take an example of an organization, it consists of several departments and it consists of several hierarchy levels of management, and the people who are managing various levels of segments in the organization. So several ramifications may be arised. An extensive ripple effect occurs as OD interventions begin occur in an organization. These effects or implications arising from the occurrence of OD interventions are known as system ramifications. Whenever the company implements or it attempts the organizational interventions for a particular cause, and it will give some effect with that application, is known as system ramifications. There might be several ramifications in the company, as it is having several departments, several layers for functioning, several layers and levels for operations. So that it is very important to learn about the system ramifications. Let us learn types of system ramifications. HR leadership and involvement, resistance to change efforts, leadership and leadership styles, rewards, constructive feedback, manpower requirements, orientation and placement. So these are the types of system ramifications which can be arised or complicated in every attempt to the OD interventions. Let us see the first one, HR leadership and involvement. HR, the human resource department, and the HR people is in a company is very essential and highly important, and their efforts will be necessary for the organization as long as the company involves the human power. So for OD efforts, there might be some changes in HR policies, or else the OD consultants must know the HR policies of a particular company to intervene and to implement the interventions. Here, the practices are independent because HR people, the HR department of a company usually practices the every step or the method to bring up some change or to solve some issues in the organization. So implications for staffing, rewards may be arised. So these are all will be depend upon the effective HR and leadership involvement. So implications for staffing means the company required the effective persons in various levels of organization for its operations and functions, so that it needs to recruit right person to the right job. So they have to analyze the job specifications according to the qualifications of the person. So they need to take the right person to the right job, and at the same time the employee must be rewarded for his work, because these rewards, maybe it might be a money reward or an identity to the employee, which gives a much enthusiasm and encouragement to work better for the organization, and he may feel that he is also achieving something in his life. Training and development is another complication raised in the OD intervention. Whenever the company starts to intervene something in the organization, they must give training. They must let all the people to know and learn about what changes they have to undergo, or what changes they have to face in future with this intervention. So the training and development will also be related to the HR people, so that this OD consultant people must be very keen with the HR people about the training and the further developments. And industrial relations. So the HR people are highly responsible to the industrial relations. As the company is growing, they must know the every point of the market through the other companies also as well. There are several processes and approaches to know about the news or the information. Even the government is also providing the information, but maintaining industrial relations is much essential to be successful and to not be complicated in the business. And broad HR processes. So there are HR processes are very broad, because it is related to the human relations and human resources. Here they need to deal with the human, where the human is varied in his character, nature, and thinking capacity, so that the HR leadership is highly involved in the interventions of organization. Resistance to change effort. The management should reassure the people as clearly as possible about those interventions which they wanted to intervene in the company, and the post effects of the intervention should be clearly known to the all employees, because the employees perception is very inequitable if they feel the treatment or the loss of use, and they feel that there might be threat to their position in the organization, the people will not change to the new interventions or new traditions, new methods, or technology. They have experienced duplicity or fertile incapability of producing any useful result. So, past experience will also be a threat to them to not change to the new interventions. So, resistance to change. Whenever the company gives assurance to the employees about their future positions and future work capability and responsibilities, roles, then people will always be ready to face the change. And leadership and leadership styles. Leadership is very important in the groups of the company, because every individual is interrelated and they are related to some group, and the groups are interdependent, so that the leadership of a team, the leadership of a group, as well as the self leadership styles will also give some results to the organization, so that the leader must be a direction force to motivate and inspire or align the people. So he is the one who direct the people towards the targets. It might be a short term target or it might be a long term target. So every time the leader must insist with his work, and the team will automatically participate with the inspiration of the leader. Appealing to the human needs. So leadership is an activity that he should appeal to the human needs. He must give priority to the basic needs of the human, like their salaries and all their requirements in the organizations. And here the leadership is not only about the direction, motivating and inspiring, but it involves so much of emotions and values. Many people inspires to a style of leadership, not only to the appearance but also the values and emotions which he can see in the leader as well, so that the leadership style will also be give some kind of results in the organization. And next one is rewards. As we already discussed, rewards must be uh, an identity to the employee, so that organization improvement process that depend upon the cooperation, teamwork, creativity and intensified effort of organizational member. So that organization must be pay attention to the allocation of rewards. So while allocating the rewards, it should be minimized the dysfunctionality of consequences, so that there should be a proper scientific evaluation of identifying rewards and awards to the employee, so that they cannot they cannot be blamed. So the organization cannot be blamed and the employees cannot be disappointed. OD efforts are supported by the recognition of individual and team efforts and by the financial rewards. So OD efforts are likely to be sustained. So whenever the organization development is implementing an intervention, it should take care about the process of evaluating the rewards and awards in the organization. Constructive feedback. During the implementation of the some interventions, any kind of interventions, here the people may be involved. It might be a selected people, selected candidates who are very energetic as well as honest towards the organization goals. Here the people can be instructed before the intervention. The feedback should be constructive. Constructive means it should not be non-judgmental. It must be immediate after the event. The feedback can also be a specific. Here, the employees must specify their feedback particularly on the implementing process of interventions, as well as the post consequences or pre consequences. So the organization must also give support to submit their feedback in a private manner, so that they can hide their feelings, they cannot hide their feelings, and they feel they can give any kind of feedback in a constructive manner. So given in a spiritual and mutual give and take policy. So whenever the organization creates such supportive atmosphere to give their feedback, it is a give and take, a mutual atmosphere will be created. And for example, when you observe any feedback in the social media platforms, like e-commerce platforms, people generally give some wrong statements about the company, about the products and services, and their working nature. the wordings and the emotions which they use are very hard, so that the constructive feedback will helps the OD consultant as well as the management in an effective manner, and it will be an encouragement to the management whenever they feel to implement such interventions. So that constructive feedback is necessary, and it should be reminded to the employee at immediate after the event. And manpower requirements, the very first step is staffing is to plan the manpower inventory required by the concern in order to match them with the job requirements and demands. As we already discussed, the company needs to focus on the right person to the right job, so that it will give the fruitful results in future. If the right person is placed in a wrong job, then he will not be helpful to the organization, and the job will not also be helpful to the employee. So manpower requirements are highly evaluated. It is necessary to evaluate, and the people should also be remember to evaluate proper job to a right person. So in this manner also the ramifications will be occurred while the OD interventions implemented. And orientation and placement, once a screening takes place after the after selecting the people, the company needs to give orientation and where they are going to be placed, like a section or a floor or a department. Whenever the people are taking into the organization, they need to be mentioned that you are going to be work with as a group and the group members, so that the company has to provide an orientation about the company, about the achievements of the company, or the structure of the company, the board members of the company, so that the people will aware about the company's principles, as well as the important persons of the organization, as well as the people who they are going to work with. It is very important to insist the organizational goals and objectives before taking them into the organization with the orientation programs. Like, yes, with this we have completed the system ramifications. In the next video I will come up with power politics in OD. Thank you so much.